weeknight dinners can be a struggle. They have to be quick, simple, and tasty, especially for those picky eaters some of us have at home. Now, Nikki wrote to us for help with her weeknight dinners, and I hear Nikki's here today. Hello, Nikki?
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, right on. Welcome to The Good Stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks. So what's your question?
So, Mary, I need your help. I have 2 young kids. Every day after work, I try to make my husband and I switch. We try to make different meals. Every time I make it, it takes about 2 hours, and it always tastes terrible, and my kids just refuse to eat it. So I need your help, and I'm vegetarian. And
Oh,
I know
goodness.
you are too, yeah.
I love this question. I mainly cook vegetarian, even though my husband eats meat.
Okay.
I don't, so I mainly cook that way at home. It's often a lot quicker. Girl, spending 2 hours making dinner?
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
They're 1 and 4, and they always refuse to eat my food, and
Yeah.
then bedtime gets delayed, and they eat cereal, so I need your help.
Okay, I've got you. I've got a really, really great one-pan dish. So less dishes.
Okay.
It's gonna come together super quickly. We're gonna throw it together right now. How's that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Amazing, awesome.
Thank
Thanks so much,
you.
Nikki. Okay, so to get started on this one-pan recipe, I'm gonna make my Huevos Rancheros Skillet, because in my mind, a family-friendly recipe is kind of like taco night vibes. You know what I mean? And especially if you're going for like extra protein and a vegetarian vibe, there's a lot of beans in that cooking, which is amazing. So super, super good. So I've got a pan here over about medium heat, and I'm sauteing 1 onion. I've got just 1 classic yellow onion here in a little bit of oil. So while that's kind of doing its thing, I'm gonna chop up some peppers. So I'm gonna use a poblano pepper for this dish. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally use a bell pepper. That would work really well. You could use a green bell pepper, a red bell pepper, whatever type you like. But poblano for me is great because it's kind of a little bit smoky. It's got a little bit of a thinner skin to it too, so it's not as like, I don't know, it's not as chunky. If you're looking to hide a pepper in something, poblano might be the way to go because it's easier to like cut up small. So I'm just gonna dice this baby up. Now, poblano peppers do have just a little bit of heat to it, so if you do have people who are wary of heat in your house, feel free to swap this out again for a bell pepper. But I'm just gonna dice this up however you want. And if you really are looking to save time, like my girl Vicky is, you could use something like one of those tiny little food processor choppy things and chop all those veg up in there. That would be amazing. But I personally love chopping peppers by hand. Now, anytime I am chopping a pepper, though, this is one of my biggest tips, is I like to cut it from the inside out. If you've ever tried cutting a pepper from the outside in, like cutting with the skin up, that's gonna be the worst, especially if you don't have sharp knives. I find it gets really kind of like stuck on there and it doesn't want to get through. But if you flip that pepper over and you cut that kind of fleshy side, it just cuts through so much easier. So just dice that pepper up. Already it smells so good and delicious. And now, since we're doing kind of a Mexican vibe, I wanna add a little bit more heat. So I'm adding in a jalapeno pepper. Now, again, if you guys aren't into spice in your family, feel free to leave this out. If you do like a little bit of spice, feel free to put it in, but take out those seeds and ribs because that's where the main heat is. But since I'm cooking this down, I'm actually just gonna chop it up because when you cook a pepper, it tends to kind of like shallow out and lessen that heat. So I'm just gonna dice that baby up, finely dice it. And if you were using a pepper hotter than this, I would say put a glove on because nobody wants pepper eyes. I don't know if that's happened to you before, but it's not great. Now I'm just gonna add all those peppers on into that pan with that onion, along with a little bit more oil just to give it something to move with. Season that with some salt. And then to give this some delicious flavor, I'm gonna add in some garlic, obviously. Who doesn't love garlic, am I right? Yeah, exactly. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic here, and one of my biggest tips anytime you're looking to quickly get garlic into something is use a rasp. Just rasp that garlic straight on into the pan, because what that's gonna do is that's basically mincing the garlic, and it's gonna save me from having to make my cutting board smell like garlic, which is one of my least favorite things in the kitchen. But all you need to do is just run that over the rasp, and then give that a tap, and you've got your garlic in that pan. Add that on it. Oh my gosh, and as soon as that garlic hits the heat of the pan, it smells so good. Can you smell it over there? Yeah, right? I'm not mad at it. It smells really good. Perfect. Now, for a little bit more flavor, I'm gonna add in 2 teaspoons of some cumin, which is really, really great and something that I always use anytime I'm doing something vegetarian. It gives real meaty flavor, which is awesome. I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of chili powder, which is absolutely delicious, and again, really nice and meaty. And then for a little bit of brightness and freshness, about half a teaspoon of dry oregano. Dry oregano is nice because it's kind of a little bit lemony. And this is stuff that I pretty much always have in my pantry. This is like a pantry recipe, which for a weeknight meal is my dream. All right. Now into there, I'm gonna add in some protein. And for that, since we're doing a vegetarian dish, I've got a can of drained and rinsed black beans. Add those on in. Give that a bit of a stir. Oh my gosh, that already smells so good. It smells like Tex-Mex food, right? Oh my gosh. And then for a little bit of moisture, I'm adding in a can of diced tomatoes. You can use really any tomatoes you've got. If you've got whole tomatoes, feel free to pop those in. If you've just got crushed tomatoes, that would work as well. But already this looks so good. It's kind of like chili. I want to bring that up to a simmer, let that go for about 5 minutes, and then I end up with something that looks like this. Just a little cooked down, really nice and wonderful. And then to amp up that protein even more, we've got those beans, but to really make this into dinner, I'm just gonna use a spoon, make little wells in there, and then crack some eggs in this baby. Because basically what I wanna do is poach some eggs in this amazing, delicious skillet. So I'm just gonna crack those eggs in, cover this pan up, and let those poach. And when we come back, we're gonna see if Nikki likes it. Fingers crossed. Today, I'm helping viewer Nikki make my Huevos Rancheros Skillet that I'm hoping she'll add to her rotation. Nikki.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, welcome to the kitchen.
Thanks.
So you got 2 kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my husband's favorite dinner, actually.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
Huevos Rancheros.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
I didn't even know that. Oh my gosh, that's the best thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna check and see if these eggs are looking okay. Let's bring them on over for the grand reveal, shall we? Dun, da, da, da. Have you ever made anything like this before?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I've made a shashuka that's kind of like that, but not this, yeah.
It is very similar. That's the thing. It's like you're poaching eggs in something kind of tomatoey and spicy and delicious. Okay, let's take a gander. Dun, da, da, da.
Oh, that looks good. That looks perfect.
Yes. That looks absolutely beautiful. Anytime you can uncover something, feels like it's Christmas, it's a present, it's always a good thing. All right, so to top this baby, what I like to do is toss a little bit of avocado on there. You avocado family?
I like avocado.
Okay, perfect, good. So a few little slices of that just around. And the best thing about a skillet dinner is you don't have to plate this if you don't want to. You just plop this in front of the family, and everybody just gets their little mitts in there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like craft time at the dinner table. Everyone gets to build their own. But I'm gonna do it just for today because I'm feeling crafty.
All right.
Very exciting. Now a little bit of sour cream. Do you guys eat sour cream?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna take your cue. Pico?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. A little bit pico. Again, I love doing something where I've got like a little bit of that fresh tomato to go with that nice cooked tomato. Absolutely beautiful. And then I'm gonna throw a couple of lime wedges just around, which is looking beautiful. And then, are you a cheese people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried.
I'm just looking at the cilantro, though. Like,
oh, not a cilantro. Okay, we are not a cilantro people. That's okay. I love cilantro, but if you don't like cilantro, feel free to leave it off. Just gonna scatter that on top. And then I'm gonna serve you up a little spoonful to see what you think. Now, to serve this, just spoon it on in to some bowls. Add a little bit of that avocado on the side. A lime wedge on there. And now, are you a chip person or it's okay?
Oh, yeah, chips are
I was
good.
like, you're not even gonna, I was like, I was gonna offer you a corn tortilla, but we're just going straight chips. Well, here you go, give it a taste.
Thank you, that looks great.
This is my favorite part.
Oh, I should do that
Because you can
then.
dig in. I'm also, if you're a spoon person, feel free to be
Oh, and the egg is cooked perfectly,
Do you like a
too.
jammy yolk?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
You're
Thank you.
speaking my language, Nikki. That's exactly what I
Okay.
love. Good, right? Listen,
God.
if I can serve chips with dinner. I'm gonna serve chips with dinner.
That's awesome.
This is like an okay thing to do as a parent, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Nikki, I'm glad you like it. Is that good spice?
Good spice, good flavor.
Do you think your kids would eat it?
Yeah.
Would your husband?
They definitely will love the chips.
Yeah.
I think they would probably want more cheese because they like love their cheese.
I mean,
but,
here you go.
okay,
I'll-
there we go.
I'll load you up right there. Boom. Pop on more cheese.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Honestly, I'm so glad you like it.
This is great.
Good. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna dig into this.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.